Hey there, fam. How's it going? And welcome to a very special episode here on Talks with Rods. We have the man, the myth, the legend, Manny Mayo, aka Money Mayo. If you follow him on Instagram, he's a police officer from Miami Dade County. He's a leader here in Alpha and Omega, the church we both attend in the Arise, Next Level, AO Kids. If there's a ministry, I'm pretty sure he's leading it in one shape or form. Manny, thanks for coming to the pod.
Appreciate
it's been a minute,
bro.
man. It's been a while since we were able to sit down like this.
Yeah, bro. This was in the works, it was in the plans, and we finally got to it.
We finally got to it, man. And
it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's a blessing to be here, bro. So thank you again for the invite.
Man. Yeah, man. Of course.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, we'll jump right into it because today was an interesting day. We were both here at church, and we had a dude that just wasn't feeling too good.
Yeah. We had a guy who wasn't feeling too good. I don't know how you could say. You could say a little bit. No, I was gonna say under the weather, but it wasn't really under the weather.
Let's put it this way. On Sundays, usually, I'm here. I do the photos here at Alpha. He does security sometimes. It's a really good time. There's times where we have to take that hat off and put on our real jobs really quick. Yeah. So I had to put on my paramedic hat. I had to be a police officer hat, which is pretty cool too. Like we'll get into that later in the pod. But how you guys also trained with basic EMS? That's pretty cool.
Yeah, we do.
So we had a guy that unfortunately wasn't feeling too good. He had something going on. And I walk by, I see Manny. I'm like, yo, what's going on? He's like, he's a medic. I'm like, oh, let's get in here. We bring him back. His sugar was a little low. Got some food. He's A-okay. He's fine. But it's pretty crazy how, like you were saying, off air, anytime, any place. This doesn't go off.
Yeah, literally anytime, any place. We on duty, off duty. Like I was saying, it's something we always got to be ready for,
Yeah, no, it's
some people don't want it though. Like, I'm off duty. I'm off the clock.
Yeah, no, that's the thing too. For me, if once you put on that badge, whether you're a police officer, you're a cop, police officer, a firefighter, EMS, whatever it is, you kind of don't take it off. We try to be off duty, but you're kind of always on at one point.
Yeah, that's the same thing I say, man. It's like I've only been in for going on 2 years now. But it's, man, the day I got sworn in to now, even the days that I'm at home, I'm still a cop.
You are,
So that's my thing. And I've had my fair share of instances where I run into stuff in the street, off duty.
Okay.
So it's been pretty cool stuff, I've always say, majority of the stuff that I've seen has been off duty.
Okay.
And just been able to jump into it there and, ask for help. Like, I got you.
Yeah.
Let me help you out.
That's
stuff
crazy.
Like that. So that's the thing, man. You always got to be ready,
Always got to be ready.
That's why I believe, when you come into our professions, the stuff that we do into our career fields, you need to train.
Yeah.
You need to stay up to date and stuff with stuff. Sorry. Because you never know what you're going to confront. You get me?
Correct.
So basic EMS is one thing that you were talking about that we're trained into.
Yep.
Life-saving efforts. Sometimes we got to do CPR. We got to tend a wound, some type of wound, stop the bleeding type of stuff. It's just something we got to be ready for.
Yeah, it's crazy. Because the fact that you see more stuff off shift than actually on the job, that's kind of, that's good because that means, your normal days at work is pretty safe. But, you got to clock in guess I'm doing something else right now.
Yeah.
Was going to go to, go eat some wings. Guess I'm not. So it's interesting. It's interesting because you read a quote not that long ago that I remember you said that something along the lines of you don't fall back to your training. How's it go? Something along.
So we don't rise to the level of expectations. We fall to the level of our training.
Oof. You gotta say that one more time for the clip.
So we don't rise to the level of expectation. We fall back to the level of our training. And it's something I believe, man, because it's whatever you train becomes muscle memory.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
Keep repeating it, keep doing it, stuff like that. For example, for us police officers, is going over the air.
Yeah.
You're in a foot chase, you're in a pursuit, if your agency allows you to be in a pursuit. But you get that adrenaline. Yeah. Which is that, could be the worst thing, but it could be feel like the best thing too.
Okay.
And it's that, repeating over the air, giving a bolo, giving a description of where's he running, where's he going, what's the vehicle, what's the tag, type stuff. But it goes like that, man. Back to the repetition, for me at work, I'm always doing everything over the air. Okay. You have the option to do everything on the computer, but me, no, I clock in on the air. Any signal I take, I do it on the air too for a case number, get it on the air. That repetition is building me for when I come in again to another, scenario where my adrenaline is through the roof. I must speak clearly in the air, Yeah, because you're used to it. That repetition is what builds. That's your training, just like the basic stuff, going over basic EMS stuff, go online, do your research, go on YouTube, speak to a paramedic, my guy right here. But it's just basic stuff like that, you know. Just keep that thing going, you know. Keep your mind going, keep your mind learning, and that's it, man. Whenever something happens, it's muscle memory. Yeah, and we fall back to a level of our training. It's phenomenal, dude. I'm gonna clip that for sure. Yeah. Did you always know you wanted to be a cop? It might be. I know it's the question everyone wants to ask. Hey, is this your lifelong dream? Do you have family in the service? So I have family in military. Okay. I have 2 cousins that serve, one Air Force and the other one U.S. Army, I believe. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But nobody in law enforcement. I'm the first generation law enforcement in my family. Okay. So thank God for that. But to answer your question, yeah, I've wanted to be a police officer since I was a little kid, man. Okay. It's I don't know. My mom, like, even now with my family talks about it. They're like, I don't know where you got it from, you know. Okay. And my thing was, I've always wanted to, my thing has always been to serve others. Yeah. Whether it's at work or here at church. But I've always had that calling in my life, you know. And growing up, I never played with little action figures. I never played with like little toys. You never little cop toy? Nah. Okay. My thing was always like Nerf guns. Okay. And this and this and that. Like, if I was a little kid in this generation now, bro, they'd like cancel me. Oh. No. You know. But being born in a better like day and age than now, like it flew by. But I was never like, I never like took a gun to school or stuff like that. No. Now, for those that, like, let's stop. I don't mean to interrupt. How old are you? So there's a little bit difference in age. Yeah, so I'm only 22. So he's 22 years old. Ladies, gentlemen, this boy is early in his career, doing so much already. Yeah. So I actually posted something. I don't know if you saw it on Instagram. Okay. I was like, retirement, where you at? Oh yeah, I see that. Yeah. I was like, JK, I got like 23 more years to go. You got minutes to go, bro. Minutes to go. Oh, but going back to that, man. Yeah, basically, I don't know how it started. I don't know. But I've always known, though, like, I was going to be a police officer at some point. During high school, I joined the Police Explorers for Miami Dade County Police. Yeah, and I was part of that for a while. I did my community service hours there and all that. Then I believe it was like towards the end of junior year, beginning of senior year, I was like, you know what, I want to go to the military. Ooh. So I remember you brought that up to you one time. Yeah. So I started the process with the Navy, this and that. And, bro, I don't know, COVID just smacked. Right, dead on, and everything just like paused everything, you know. Yeah. At that time, I had finished. I graduated. Worked construction for a bit. Yeah. And then from construction, I went on to Bass Pro Shops. Worked at Bass Pro Shops for like 2 years. I remember that. And then before my 2-year anniversary there was when they told me, like, yo, you're in the police academy. You get the green light. Yeah. And I was like, bro, and it was one of the unexpected things, like, that you get. You're like, yo, I put in for this. Like, we're talking about it, like, for one of our guys that just got into the fire academy too. But I had put in the paperwork and everything, and they're like, oh, you're in. And I was like, okay, cool. Down. So, bro, there it was like, one of those doors that you're waiting to be open, but you kind of just leave it in God's hands. Yeah. And you kind of like forget about it for a second. Yeah, it's like, okay. And God just shows up and you're like, oh, let's go. So time came, went on to the police academy. And now, we're here 2 years later. And how long was the academy? So my academy was extended, I think, just like an extra month. Instead of 6 months, it was like seven and a half because of COVID. And all that stuff. But man, the academy was something else. Yeah. It was a blessing as well. But I became chaplain for my academy class too. Up. Okay. So fall into prayer there before exams and stuff like that. So you must have been very popular on exam day. Yeah. Everybody's like, yo. So my last name is Mayo, So they were like, yo, Mayo, where you at? Come pray with me. Come pray with us and all stuff. And then when there were some times where we'd PT early in the morning before exams. Yeah. And after PT, and you gotta go straight into exam. Yeah. You have 5 seconds, like 5 minutes to change. So you're gonna PT for like an hour, right? But like rough PT, and then go upstairs to the showers. You can't even shower. You gotta like wipe yourself. Disgusting, but okay. Right, change really quick and then go downstairs. So we all go back like all sweaty and stuff in our like Class B uniforms, and stuff like that. And there's those days that we had PT before exams, we forget to pray. Yeah. We wouldn't pray because it'd like jump into the exam really quick. Yeah. And then some people would fail and be like, yo, it's because you didn't pray. Oh, now they want to pray. Now you want to pray, huh? Yeah. But no, man, that's one of the things too that I love talking about. It's just God's hand over me during that time too, because it was something unexpected. Out of nowhere, they're like, oh, I need somebody to pray. I'm like, oh, who knows how to pray? People are like, oh, Mayo goes to church. That guy. Stuff. I'm like, let him pray. Get him to pray. He's a chaplain. Yeah. And that's how it started, bro. Okay. And now we're here so far. Just rolling. That's what's up, man. Yeah, man. So police officer, and like I said, next level
AO kids, Arise, all the leadership possible. When did you start doing that?
So I started off here serving at the church. I started off with the safety team.
Okay.
So just making sure nobody goes crazy here at church and
don't be crazy.
Yeah. So I started doing that back in high school.
Yeah.
I became a police officer, so I don't serve in that ministry anymore just because conflict of interest.
Sure.
But then next level, I started that right after high school too. Arise, we just hit our 2-year anniversary.
Yeah, we hit 2 years. Yeah.
We started Arise while I was in the police academy.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
I remember that. Yeah.
So Arise is our young adults ministry, and we're doing that now. So far we're 2 years. Glory to God.
Yeah. Nice.
And then I was put a leader of Friday services now for AO kids as well. So just with children and stuff like that. Next generation.
Yeah. Build them up.
That's it. Yeah, so it's about. I think we got to focus on that too here, like here in church and outside the church too. In my job I got to deal with a lot of kids as well.
Yeah.
Just focusing on the next gen, man. There are our future doctors, our future officers, my future backup.
Yeah, for sure. You want to have a good backup.
So who knows? So it's just helping out these kids, man. Getting them in the ways of the Lord.
Yeah.
Trying to help them with whatever they got going on in their personal lives. And it's just the beauty of it all, man. It's just helping others.
That's what's up. So we took a poll. Well, I took a poll, not we. I took a poll and asked some questions for the people. And one of the big ones was, how do you deal with stress as a Christian in your field?
So, for me, it's simple. For me, and I've always kept it this way, is prayer.
Yeah.
Prayer, and I say prayer and intimacy with the Lord. Recently, I started reading this book by George Sawyer, something like that.
Like,
I'll get you guys the name.
Post, I'll put it down here.
We'll put it in the link. Yeah. So it's called Secrets of the Secret Place.
Oh, okay.
And, I saw it, caught my attention. I was like, started reading it now. And I love it because it just dives into what it is to go into the secret place with the Lord. And that's the key right there. It's something I've always spoken about, I've always said. But my thing has always been prayer number one.
Yeah.
Because if I talk to the Lord, if I give it to the Lord, it's in his hands now. Yeah. He's got it and all that stuff. But I think dealing with the stress is, you got to cope with it in a good way.
No, for sure.
There's tends to be people who, they'll fall into alcohol.
Yeah.
To smoking and stuff like that. Or they'll just find like bad habits.
Yeah.
That won't really like help with anything.
For sure.
I'm in this for the long term though, so I'd rather stick with prayer.
Correct.
And that's the only way so far that I've gotten through with it. It's just praying to the Lord, man.
Yeah.
Listen, I believe that everybody who was put, not that I believe it, and it's in the Bible too.
Yeah.
They wrote down the verse.
Make you prepared. Look at
it says Romans 13:1. It says everyone must submit to governing authorities, for all authorities come from God, and those in position of authority have been placed there by God.
Boom.
That's Romans 13:1. So my thing is, if God put us here, He's gonna help us through it.
Yeah.
My thing has always been too, if God got you to it, He'll get you through it.
There we go.
Right. So it doesn't matter the level of stress, anxiety, frustration, whatever it is that you're going through, man. God got you here. He's got your back.
Yeah.
He's not gonna leave you stranded. You haven't gotten this far for Him to leave you this far. So that's always been my thing, man. Any second of stress, worriness, anxiety, it's always been like, let me get home. Let me sit in my room, get into the secret place, and just sit there, man. Talk to the Lord. Since there's also another Bible verse.
The man came super prepared. Like I'm like this.
It says, hold up. So Matthew 6:6 says, but when you pray, go into your room, close the door, and pray to your Father who is unseen. Then your Father who sees what is done in secret will reward you. So it goes back. I go pray and I go to the shelter, the secret place, my bad.
We say shelter too. Psalms 91 talks about the shelter of the Most High.
Yeah. No, because I was thinking about Psalms 91.
Yeah, he who dwells in the shelter of the Most High shall rest in the shelter.
Exactly.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, man, my thing has always just been like, just stay close to God, man. Stay close to God. Every morning before I leave, man, there's sometimes where I'm like, yo, I'm in a hurry.
Yeah.
And before I leave the door, man, I just, like, I'll hold the door, a uniform on, my lunch box on, my water bottle, and I just say a quick prayer.
Yeah.
And then all that stuff. And then the ride to work, to my area, is just that, man, listening to worship, listening to a podcast, just staying constant of the word, man. The Bible says in the beginning was the word was God, and the word was with God.
Yeah.
It also says, it's your daily bread.
It is your daily bread, yeah.
So for me, it's something that this right here goes with me everywhere. If you know me, you know that there's nowhere that I don't go, that I don't carry my Bible with me.
Yeah.
I'm always with a Bible, and it's depending the book that I'm reading too. So it's just staying close to God, man. Yeah. That's how I really believe stress is stress or anxiety or whatever you want to call it, I believe that's how it's dealt with. Yeah, just leaving it at the feet of the Lord.
No, it's cool because that's perfect because like piggybacking off of that, like there are so many times where like I know on my side of the field, like you guys get there, like the joke is like, oh, the first responder, like y'all show up first and then we come out after.
Yeah, y'all second.
We're second responders. It's depending because there's a fire, you guys ain't running into it.
That's true.
So whatever, or like a bloody guts and that's us. But anyways, you said it perfectly because I've said it like, in other episodes of other people is, on my podcast, a couple episodes here is there's some times where let's say you wake up, you went to bed at 3 a.m, you woke up at 5 because you have to do some more time or whatever. And you might not want to pray. Quick little prayer, boom, spend time with God. And on the ride, listen to music. Listen to Christian worship, whatever. Because that's feeding your spirit. Your spirit subconsciously receiving that word is subconsciously, you might be half asleep driving there, but don't do that. Just drive carefully. But if not, he'll pull you over. But sorry, nobody else. But it's so important to do that, right? Like that, you are the chaplain in your academy. Yeah. They joke around at my, I'm at my job. Can't say where, but at my job, that like, oh, what's up, preach? And it's like everyone says that and they make fun of it until it gets really bad. Like, hey,
and then they need you,
chaplain. Homie, you're cool with the big guy upstairs. My daughter's sick. You might pray for her? Hey, man, there's this test coming up. Hey, I have this going. It's like, it sucks because I would love for him, and obviously God would love too, if it was more of a flow, like, hey, like let's pray together. Yeah. But it's in those times, and I feel like we can share the same sentiment. It's in those times. It's like, all right, like perfect. Like that door opens up. Let me go in there. Like let me take this opportunity and make the most of it because. Especially for you, like let's say in the morning, in your morning, what do you guys have? It's called huddle. What do you guys call it in the morning when you guys come together
for work?
Yeah, for work.
It's like a briefing.
Like a briefing, yeah. So like for us, like it's like our morning huddle. Roll call. There you go. For us, it's like a huddle. Is let's say like you might not see that person. And he's like, hey man, like me and my wife or me and my girlfriend, an issue. You might be praying for it. Who knows that might be the last time they talk to his wife or talk to his girl. Like you have a super dangerous job, right? Like, when everyone's running away from bullets, you're running towards them. So, like, to be checked in first in the morning and get that squared away in the beginning is super important. And that's awesome that you do that,
Yeah. It's very important, too, because another big part of being just a Christian, man.
Sure.
A believer. Being a believer in this field, in a first responder field, it's also, too, about your testimony.
100%.
Your testimony is what's going to carry you. The Bible says by your character you shall be known. They shall know you by your character. So I understand sometimes it might be tough, because there's been times where you're like running after somebody. You're like, oh, you slip a word.
And
stuff like that. And they're like, yo, Brother Manny. Brother Mayo.
Brother Manny.
I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. I'm like, forgive me, Lord. You good?
Yeah, I'm good. We're good.
But I feel like a really big part is your testimony, man. Because, man, I've gotten checked in some stuff. Yeah. They're like, yo, don't you go to church?
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, bro. But like, Joe, like, nah, sorry. And then, I correct my mistakes and stuff like that. But majority of the time is people coming up to me, asking for prayer. I have a buddy now who's going through something as well. He's been calling me for the past couple of weeks. And just going over that conversation with him. I actually had my closest coworkers who I went to the academy with. We actually jumped on a call, bro, this week or last week. Yeah. It was like a 30-minute phone call, and it was just like talking about what's life after life.
Oh, wow, okay, deep.
Yeah. So it's deep and all that stuff too, and it's just the way that they keep coming, asking questions and all that stuff. I want to make sure that. I'm being fed daily. I got to make sure I'm good with God because we never know when we're going to be asked these questions. Yeah. Be a testimony is as a Christian, our goal should be to be more like Jesus every day, right? So if we live more like Jesus, I believe, God's going to bring these people to us for something, man. Yeah. And we just got to be ready to have those conversations whenever. That's awesome. You get me? So at work too, man, one of my I like to call him my partner. He's from another department, but I work with him every day too, man. He's actually a deacon at a church here in Miami. Oh, nice. And when I'm telling you, man, we talk Jesus 24/7. We talk Jesus 24/7, man. So it's if whether I'm preparing for a preaching or I'm preparing to teach at a Connect group, or we just got something going on, like he's there, he hears it first.
Nice.
He's it's like it comes from God to me, and then he hears it, right? And I was like, look, man, this is what we're gonna be talking about today and all stuff. He's like, oh, let me hear it. and he hears him, man. And man, we're just blessed to be, you know, in the position that I'm in right now. But like going back to that, man, it's just testimony. I think we gotta focus really on our testimony and encourage others, man.
It's awesome. So we had another question that I was a little. I didn't know if I should bring this one up or not because I know I don't like this question, but I'll try to rephrase a little bit. The question was, and again, we appreciate when you guys ask us these questions, those like on the civilian side, but I'm like, we'll explain why. I mean, it's a little bit of a harder question to answer. When they say, what's the worst thing you've seen? And like, it depends because there's certain things that we see that, I mean, I've been in my job for longer than you have, but like, you still seen a lot of stuff too. It's like, yo, like if I tell you, you might not be able to sleep tonight, you know? Yeah. So like, I want to rephrase that. On the worst call, and you can talk about it if you want to talk about it. If you don't have to, if you don't have to. How were you able to, I know we talked about God, but like, how were you able to cope with that specific thing that happened? Whether, I don't know, like I'll let you into details of it, but your worst call, like how that affected you, like how'd you bounce back from that? What tools you use other than, you know, obviously you had to like that, you know, did you call somebody? Does the force have an academy? Not academy, like a person you talk to? Like, how does that work for you guys?
So when I first started, I remember 15 is when you're 15, you back up. Yep. 15 with another department. Yep. And it was a baby that had passed, you know, tragically and all that stuff too. So I had I got my younger uncles that live in Naples. Yeah. On the other side. Uncles? Yeah, my younger uncles. Yeah, they're like my mom's younger brothers. Yeah. Yeah, but they're like my older brothers. Type thing. You know what I mean? So I don't really see them as uncles. I see them more as brothers and all stuff. But well, the youngest one had just recently had a baby and all stuff, and had being that I saw, you know, the baby that had passed versus seeing my new little nephew or little cousin. Hours after. Hours after, like hours after I had seen the baby that had passed. Yeah. I don't know, man. I kind of just had like a little flashback, you know, had to that. And I remember, and I was like, it's crazy. And it stuck with me for a while. Yeah. You know, and I remember just talking to my mom about it too, because I had that flashback, you know, but like in the movies type of scene, like, you know, you see it happen. So I spoke to my mom about it, you know, we prayed and all that stuff. And that's why I go back to prayer, man. I'm so strong with prayer. Yep. If you're a prayer warrior, I believe you get through anything. 100%. Through anything. I'd say through praying is the best way I got through it too, but also talking. Talking to somebody. Yep. You know, talking to somebody about it, you know. So if you know me, you know all my boys around me were involved in the church. Sure. And all that stuff. Been hearing at Alpha and Omega for many years. Yeah. But yeah, I say talking was a very big part of it, because prayer is prayer, man. And prayer is also talking to people. When people think about prayer, we do it like a specific way and all that stuff. Sure. Yeah. This could be a prayer conversation right now. You get me? It's a conversation with Jesus. At the end of the day, it's what we do. It's not a religion that we do, but we preach about a relationship with the Lord. Yeah. And that's it, through prayer. But talking about it, that was probably how I dealt with it most. Yeah. Yeah.
And have people come, like, since then, like, people know, you know, you're a Christian, you're a Christian man, you know, you're living with the example, living the way, you know, what you say, you're living it out. Have people come up to you, like, after their bad calls? Is that like a common thing for you? Like, hey, listen, Mayo, I just had a bad accident. Do people come to you to talk about that? Or are they more like, everyone's in themselves? Everyone wants to be the tough guy, the tough girl.
Yeah, so it depends. You got a couple that, you know, they keep to themselves and stuff like that. Which at first, don't get me wrong, it had been, I kept it to myself too. Of course. For a bit, you know. And I guess that's just us. Okay. It's just, I don't know, because like, I saw this little quote earlier this week, and it's like, it was actually a TikTok. It had been when you come home, your family asks how was work, and you say, oh, it was good. Yeah, I've seen that one. What happened today at work? Nothing. And then it showed like the guy had gone through like everything and all that stuff. I saw that one. Which is true, man. At times, like, you know, and one thing is like my mom and my sister always tell me like, yo, we're here for you if you ever need to talk about anything, you know. But I don't know, man. Sometimes I just go home like, hey, how's work? I was like, fine. It was all right. Yeah. You know? Oh, what happened today? Nothing, man. It was good. Yeah. You know, sometimes you don't want to talk about it. But going back to your question.
No, like that's what it was like, you know, if people came up to you and talked to you. Because, like, I know, like, for me, maybe because, like, Which is weird because like not weird. Let me not use the word weird because like you are younger, so like I'm assuming most of the people above you are like older than you, right? So like there's not many like younger. They're younger people, but like most of your superiors.
Yeah, I think I'm one of the youngest ones in my department.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that, 22 years old. Yeah, and already we said 2 years in.
2 years in.
Yeah, so you started at 20.
Yeah,
like finished. Yeah, that's crazy. Like I knew at my job, like I'm like in the middle. Like I have older people above me, and then I have young people under me. But like it's always been like yo, like that dude right there. So he has something about him.
Yeah.
Let's just talk to that guy. And I was like, what's up? I'm like, hey man, I'm gonna do this and that. And like they nicknamed me Preach, and I was like, yeah, it's not even like they started following me. Like I'm like, hey man, like do you mind if I get your number so I can text you something? I'm like, yeah, what's up? What's going on? People not even from my department. Like I work in the emergency room, like in trauma.
Yeah.
So like, which I'm glad we work in different areas. Because like I would hate for us to go on the same call. I'm like, whoa, hey, what's up? Like
we're here.
we're here.
Yeah.
But
different counties too.
Yeah, tell me different counties. Yeah, it's not even though I got asked to work in one of the areas. Well, anyways, we're not gonna talk about that's off air. But like I know for me, like it was a big thing too of how we don't talk about stuff. And like people might be like, oh, look at these guys, like, you know what? It is what it is. Like not everyone understands. One. Two, someone, let's say you're talking to your mom, like your mom or your sister, and she's like, oh my gosh, like I couldn't post this video today for the account. And you're like, cool. I just had a dead baby. Like, and it's stuff that you don't want to bring the room down. Like you're in there, like put on a smiling face, and you don't want to kill the mood. You're like, all right, I gotta talk to somebody. Which then I understand why people go into like, I don't understand. I would hope it sucks. They go into alcoholism. They start smoking, start doing other things, and start like doing things to try to fill that hole that we both know only Jesus can fill. Yeah. So like they go into that and they think that they're making it better, but they're shoving it down worse and worse and 100%. Worse and worse. And I mean, we'll call it in the room. Like there's a lot of people in our professions, both fire, EMS, and police, that unfortunately they take the ultimate price and they end it a different way. Yeah. I don't want to make it gloomy, but it is what it is. Like, they bottled it in for so much, and it's like, if you'd just talked about it, like if you just said something, and it sucks because on the flip side, it's like I get it though. Like I get why you didn't say anything. I get why you didn't, but still try. Yeah. Like I don't know about you, but like for me, it's been at times where like I'll feel hypocritical. Like talk about your feelings. I'm like, I don't talk about my feelings. Exactly. Like I don't tell people how I feel. Like and then people I do talk about, like it's people I work with all the time. Yeah. So that's a good way to segue into it. Outside, like off shift, like I know you're always a cop, I'm always a medic, whatever. But like, how do you find other ways of decompressing? Because I know for me, and I have to catch myself, I have to like check myself that I would leave work, working 12 hours with my team, to then go somewhere else and talk about more. But like, there was never an off switch. It was always just constantly stress. And then like I started feeling like I started getting a little sick. I was like, yo, like I need to find something else. Yeah. Like what is something like, I guess for lack of words, like hobbies that you do like that's completely opposite of the job. Yeah. Or something that you find that relaxes you and get your mind off, always being on.
Okay. For me, man, it's just as of recently, I've been going to the gym more. Okay. Yeah. I've been constant for like 3 weeks now. So that's been my new go-to finally, That's good. I'm like, healthy. I'm there every day, So after work is come home, go to the gym. Okay. Come back, meal prep for the next day. Okay. Just try to get my head off of like things and all stuff. And also, if you know me, man, my life revolves around this building right now. We're at church. Yeah, we're at church, by the way, yeah. So my life revolves around this. So any day after work, if I'm not at the gym right after work, I'm doing something related to like ministry. Yeah. That's so awesome. It's a blessing, man. I love it. But we know how ministry could be a headache sometimes. Yeah, no, exactly. So it's like I go from stress at work to stress here at church. No, for sure. So it's like, bro, let me catch a break, bro. But that, man, but also it's just like, I'm into sports too. Yeah. We got football, we got baseball. Sometimes, I hang out a lot with the boys too. And like, man, like, shout out to the boys really quick, man, because like, I'm so blessed to have like my friends, man, like you, all the guys too. It's a blessing, man, that I've noticed not a lot of people have. For sure. And it's like when I sit down and I just like reflect back on life, like lately, it's like I'm blessed. Yeah. I'm blessed, like beyond I could have ever thought, I got a supportive family. supportive friends that are like, yo, like you're doing this wrong, fix it. Type thing.
Accountability.
100%. And I feel like that's very important now because, as of lately, we sit down a lot, man, and we talk, and we just talk about life. We'll stay up at 3, 4 in the morning. My mom will be like, yo, were you out? I was out at a park behind my boy's house talking. 100%. Like we weren't doing anything.
It is great.
And man, it's just having the people you have around you too. So at the same time, I have like a lot of stuff when we hang out or we'll go play pool.
Okay.
Play volleyball, go over somebody's house and sit down, watch movies and stuff like that. That really gets my head off of stuff and like off of thinking. But I don't know, man. Sometimes I feel like you have a little flashback of something.
Not for sure.
And you start thinking about that too.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it's just having like good like habits,
Okay, that's a good way. That's actually a really good
I think it's like having good habits is the only way, man. For example, for me is the gym right now.
Yeah.
The gym. I love the gym. Going to the gym, I'm like really liking it. And it's important too. That's another topic we got to talk about. It's just fitness in our career fields, man. We got to be healthy.
100%. Yeah.
So yeah. I had I don't want to say reality check, but I saw this video and this guy was like, yo, like the day you got sworn in was the day you lost your right to like be fat.
Oh, that's 100%. Like, and the thing is, people might get triggered by that. Like, what do you mean? It's like, would you want you pulling you out of a fire? Would you want you coming to get you in a gunfight? Exactly.
Nope.
Like,
so that's another thing too, man. It's another big struggle in like law enforcement nowadays is obesity or being overweight and stuff like that.
For sure.
So it goes back to having a good habit.
Yeah.
Good habit is the gym, meal prepping, eating right, stuff like that. So that's really been helping lately. And just the gym, coming here to church.
Yeah.
Talking to friends. And yeah.
Okay, I like that. Yeah. So what is next for Manny Mayo? What is next in your accomplishments you want to get after? Like short term. What was our short term?
Man, short term. It's a lot, man. So I feel like I want to do a lot.
Okay.
But right now,
let's do top three. Top three you want to do in the next. What year's almost over? You're 22 now. A year from now, where do you think? Where would you hope to see yourself? We'll go with the job. We'll go with the job.
On the job.
We'll go with the job first.
So on the job is just getting into a specialized unit.
Okay.
Into our incident containment team unit. So it's like a SWAT element type of unit as well.
Yeah.
And if you know me, I'm number one with like tactics,
number one with
like guns. Love that stuff, man. And I say that is number 1. 2, you could say probably our investigation unit for Salt Lake Detective. Yeah. And yeah, man, whatever opens up after that,
Okay.
So, but there's like a lot of stuff. Like even now, like for a second, I felt like I finally made it. Like, what's next?
Okay. Yeah. Like you're okay. Is it a struggle to not get complacent? Like, all right, I'm in. I can kind of just chill for now. I can take a year or so off.
Oh man, you complacency kills.
Yeah.
Complacency kills, bro. I remember I had just gotten off FTO.
Okay.
And FTO was right after the academy.
Field training officer.
Yeah. So our field training program, you know, once you become a police officer, you go into FTO. You spend the next couple of months with a officer. Yeah. That person is going to teach you. And you learn from different officers and stuff like that. So you just try to get a little from everybody and then become your own. You get me? So during that, I was probably at the lightest physically that I've ever been. Yeah. And man, they left me on my own. Complacency struck. And I've realized that ever since then, I was like, look, I never understood what they really meant by saying that complacency kills. Mm-hmm. Complacency kills, man. Okay. And you get you feel like, okay, you're good now. All right, I'm chilling. I made it. Mm-hmm. So it's like you got to the top of the mountain. Yeah. And cool. Let me just chill here for a bit. Okay. And stuff like that. But then you start slipping down. Yeah. So it's been kind of my thing now. But I've realized and I've just put it in the Lord's hands, man. I was like, look, God, I could go here and make way more money. Yeah. I could do this right now, make way more money. But I'd rather go somewhere with God's hand over me than going somewhere and not having his blessing. 100%. So as of right now, I'm fine. I'm fine here. Yeah. Just letting him do his thing. Okay. Staying on top of myself, staying on top of stuff at work. Mm-hmm. Just trying to be a better police officer every day, man. There's a saying that says try to be 1% better than you were yesterday. Yeah. That's just the main focus right now, man. Now,
is the myth true? Or can you explain the myth? why cops love donuts.
I don't know.
Well, like, maybe like pastelitos, like here in Miami.
It's because Krispy Kreme hooks it up.
Because is that it?
Yeah.
Because they be like, here's a free box.
Yeah. Anywhere you go, man, they'll be like, oh, here, that's fine.
Oh, yeah.
Here.
Like,
and then
I don't need to work out today.
I see kids at work and all stuff. They're like, officer, do you like donuts? I was like, I can't eat that, man. I'm meal prepping.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
You're disciplined.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
But yeah, man, it's really coffee and donuts.
For sure.
Yeah. The coffee part, 100%, man.
100%.
You know we need that, man.
100%. Yeah, cafecito in the morning. Oh,
bro, you get a little bit of cafecito with some Red Bull. No, I'm kidding.
You're trying what? This is how you live in my hospital.
That's how I'm end up at your table.
We have a 22-year-old male. It's like, really, bro.
Hey, I was on that for a second though, man. I was drinking
Red Bull and coffee.
No, not Red Bull and coffee, not the mixture, but like Red Bull itself. And like coffee in the morning and then Red Bull like an hour later. That'd be like horrible, bro.
I can't even be mad because like, I feel you because I drink a nitro cold brew and then like throw back a cafecito.
Yeah, so I'll when we work like football games, like these high school football games and stuff like that, they end kind of late.
Yeah.
And then right after those games that I work, I try going to the gym just really quick, man. Little 35-minute, 45-minute workout, something light. Earn the day type thing, or like earn your sleep.
Yeah, there you go.
You feel me? So like I'll go get a little pump in really quick, then go home.
Yeah.
But then to wake up at like 5.
Sucks, right?
Yeah. And then with the workout done before, like your body's like shut down. So I need that Red Bull.
Yeah, I feel you.
But I felt convicted. I felt like, convicted for a second. We had a guest that came to one of our youth conference that we had earlier this year. And he was like, man, I was having too much coffee and then the Lord convicted me. He's like, you're addicted. And addiction is what's bad. Oh, no. And I was like, addiction is bad, though.
No, so it is bad. Like, it's so good.
Yeah, I was like, man, I need it, though.
The devil's a lie.
So he's like, yeah, I felt like I needed it, too. But, the Lord convicted me. And I was like, damn, now I feel convicted, too. Which is, it goes back to, like, good habits and, like, healthy habits. And Red Bull's not really that good for you.
It's not.
If you drink, like, 4 a day. I was on, like, 3 a day,
4 a day.
I was on, like, 3 a day.
This is a medical podcast, but, bro.
Yeah.
4?
Oh no! The most I did was 4. Okay. Well, like
what about like Monster and them? We're not sponsored by them, but whatever.
Yeah. No sponsorships. But if you want to give me a call,
for sure.
No Monster, though, only Red Bull.
Oh no! You don't like grain or nothing?
Nah, just Red Bull.
Just Red Bull, sugar free, low for sugar.
Sugar free, yeah. That's one thing. I focus on sugar. I was like, listen, if I'm gonna have this, I at least gotta have sugar free.
Moderation.
You feel me? Healthy.
Yeah, healthy.
But yeah, bro, that was the second I was drinking a lot.
Yeah.
I'm like Red Bull and stuff like that. I got coffee too. I'll go to Starbucks. Starbucks was like mostly money consuming.
For sure.
Because I'd get a venti iced black coffee, no sugar. So like straight black. It was like $6.
What was it?
Venti iced black coffee. No sugar.
Just coffee.
Straight black.
Okay.
I learned to drink that in the academy. Funny story. Everything started in the academy. Because we couldn't, they caught us drinking like Bangs.
Yeah.
The energy drink. And then I remember the TA came in and he was like, what the hell was this?
Yeah.
We're like, it's like energy drinks, bro. We're tired. We PT in the morning. We got to sit through 8 hours of class. The teacher's making us fall asleep. Yeah. And we'll be like knocked out. And everybody just pulls out a Bang. And then, but they have like 40, 50 grams of sugar.
Yeah, so bad.
So they're like, you guys can't drink stuff with sugar, blah, blah. So everybody started buying sugar free. So like Red Bull sugar free. We ended up getting a coffee machine in the academy.
Solid.
In our class. So everybody started drinking black coffee.
Yeah, for sure.
No sugar. When we go study too, it was at Starbucks.
Yeah.
Black coffee, no sugar. We're already used to it. So, your taste buds get used to stuff. So that's what really, You
got to up it. Because then the little, little tall.
Yeah. Like, you don't feel it anymore.
Yeah.
When you get to Venti, that's it. You get Trenta.
No, you get Trenta.
But after Trenta's like, that's it. There's no more.
Just get a gallon.
At this point, I don't feel it anymore. Like, it doesn't help.
At least, like when I went to the fire academy, like we had that and we'd run like some like crazy run sometimes. It'd be bad. People do nicotine patches, the pouches.
They do pouches now.
They wake you up apparently. Yeah. It's like, like but the thing is, for us at least, we have to sign a waiver saying we won't take tobacco products.
Yeah.
Do you guys do the same thing?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we can't. It's like, for example, we can't.
For health insurance.
Yeah. But we can't have tobacco products like on the job.
Yep.
Or we can't buy or consume.
Yeah.
On anything on the job we can that related to that. But I've seen people like after like working hours, because they're used to it,
Yeah.
Like, it was gonna wake me up. So nicotine pouches, like little Zins, or whatever, and all stuff. But yeah, man.
I don't know. Like that for me is just Nah, I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm out.
No. When it comes to like that stuff, let me stick to my coffee. I'll do a couple push-ups. Let me wake up.
Yeah. Like, cool. Yeah. Jumping jacks, like hop out the truck. Yeah, something like that. Because you can't be doing that.
Nah.
But yeah, bro. So, any closing, any thoughts you want to leave to our viewers?
Not really, man. Just like
you good? Yeah.
Just continue doing yourself. Stay close to God. Stay close in prayer.
I like it.
Find that time to give to the Lord. The Lord loves you. He sees you. You're not alone. You got people around you that are ready and willing to help. Whenever you want to pass by, this is Alpha and Omega Church in Miami, Florida.
There you go.
Wednesdays, every other Wednesdays, we have a Rise Young Adult service. Boom. For a young adult crowd. Sundays, we got service at 11 a.m. in English. So come on by. We'll be here.
If you want, are you allowed to give your socials if you want to follow you?
Yeah, definitely.
Where if they can want to follow you, where do they go?
So if you want to follow me, I'm on Instagram. It's Manny_Mayo 305.
Okay.
You can put that in the description.
Yeah, I'll put it in the description. I'll put a little picture like right there. There you go.
Yeah, feel free to reach out at anything you need, any prayer requests, anything. Yeah. We have a social too for the church. It's AO Church Miami. Yep. You can follow that too, and stay in touch.
Yeah, for sure. Like he does some good work too. Like you're doing some good stuff. You get some behind the scenes of what it is to be a Miami Dade police officer. He drops some phenomenal scriptures. The reposts are on point. Your meme game's on point too. The memes you be dropping off, your meme game's on point.
Listen, when you're at work and you're like bored and scrolling, you start scrolling. You sit down in a little corner, so the light in your office, and just start. I got a couple of hold on. I gotta go to the bathroom. Let me scroll through Instagram
for sure.
And that little stuff actually helps you, man. It gets your mood up and stuff like that. But before we go, just one thing too. If you're an officer, a firefighter, medic, whatever it is that you're going through right now, you're not alone. You got people around you, and that's very important to understand. We're a family. We're one big family at the end of the day. Doesn't matter if you're an officer in another city or state. Seek help. You're not alone. Get the Bible again, like the Romans 13:1 that I read earlier says, if you're put in a position of authority, you've been placed there by God. Some people, and I've realized too that there's a lot of people in our jobs that don't believe in God at all. For sure. Like, look, man, He put us here. Yeah. And for me, I've seen it firsthand too, where people are like, what are they doing over there? So we're gonna come pray. We're gonna pray. Let's come over here. Like, nah, walks out. Mm-hmm. And I've seen that like department meetings and stuff like that. And it's sad, man, because one thing is like to understand that the Lord loves you. 100%. Jesus Christ came down, died for your sins. The Lord paid the ultimate sacrifice, for me and for you. And yeah, man. So just leave it at that. You're not alone. There's a lot of people around you that want to help you. And yeah, just reach out. I think I found the title for this. You are not alone. You're not alone. I like that. We're going to be using that. Yeah. Like that. I love y'all. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so Miss Annie's talks. Manny will probably be back very, very soon. Now we finally got our situation, our schedules lined up. Again, follow him. What is it? Mayo? What is it? Manny_Mayo 305. There you go. Yeah. And see you on the next one. Stay safe as always. Make it the best day ever. Thanks again, bro. Gotcha, bro. Take it easy.